Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome Mr. Sushil Umesh, who is the Chief Executive Officer, Domestic Formulations at Panacea Biotech. Right, and most people in India work for multinational companies. Sushil is one person who has worked for multinational companies across the globe. Okay, he has 30 years of work ex in the pharma industry, and he has been head of commercial operations at Sanofi in India. He was head of global marketing on the diabetes portfolio at Sanofi Paris. There he was chairman of Sanofi Aventis Kenya and general manager East and Southern Africa for Sanofi Aventis. He has also worked as managing director for Abbott Specialty Care, and currently he is, as I said, the chief executive officer for Panacea Biotech. Sushil is a B Farm from Mumbai University, and he has done his MBA from Pune University. Right. In addition, he has also completed general management programs from IMD Lucerne and ISB Hyderabad. So welcome, Sushil.
Pleasure being here.
Also, it gives me great pleasure to welcome Mr. Abhay Lonkar, right? My co-partner at Nextplan. Abhay has 35 years of work ex in the pharma industry, and his experience spans both Indian as well as multinational companies, and he has worked in both acute as well as chronic segments. Right. Apart from his P&L responsibilities, that he has handled in his career, he's a great brand builder. If you see the name of brands mentioned that he has impacted are today icons in the pharma industry. Also, another strength of Abhay is that he has excellent understanding of field operations, right? And in Abbott, he was associated with a unique CSR initiative, which is safe riding, safe scooter driving for medical representative, which got a mention in the Guinness Book of World Record. Abhay is MBA from Sydenham Institute of Management, right, which he did after completing his graduation in chemistry. Right, so Abhay, also welcome, and
thank you, Sanjay.
Yeah, I request you to start with your session.
Thank you very much, Sanjay. And Sushil, it's a great pleasure to share the dais with you. And it's basically dealing with media mix. And I would request Sushil to give advice on portfolio. Now, media in pharma, many people believe that we have been through all last 30 years, 40 years, we have been having medical representative as the media. However, I feel that as the industry has undergone a change, we have constantly changed our media. Like early MNC era, before I joined the industry, the special feature which impacted the media was the science. It was a bridge between pharma and physicians. When I joined the industry, I heard that representatives used to carry a person who will carry their bag with them. And the most important media, or the only media at that time, was that of literatures. Next came the era of Indian companies. So there was a rise of Indian companies, and this is where the model of reach and frequency came into existence. The quality of manufacturing became the most important platform for Indian companies. And this is where a very important change happened in the medium, which was called as visual aid folder. So from literatures, this was the time when we moved into visual aid folders. Samples came into existence. Also, it gave rise to a media which is called as tabletops. So plastic items came into existence. The next era was that of emergence of specialists. So there was a rapid new introductions of new products. Specialty-based field forces came into existence, and in came multiple divisions. So company from one division went into multiple divisions. So this is time when high-value gifts came into existence and national seminars and symposia came into being as a medium. Then came the era of lifestyle diseases and KOLs. So at that time, the special features were strengthening of the customer's orientation. It happened in the industry, and emergence and strengthening of the KOLs. So the media change was international seminars, KOL management, beginning of top level CRM at the pyramid level. At the top of the pyramid, the company started indulging in CRMs. Current decade, if I look at it, then it is super proliferation, deepening of the issues of undifferentiated offerings, and percolation of CRM. So the media on which we are working as an industry is percolation of personalized CRM. UCPMP is having another impact, and as a result of that, a lot of changes have come in. For example, KOL management started taking scientific forms such as ad boards, train the trainer, clinical trials, etc. So you can see that as the media has undergone a change, as the industry has undergone a change, the media also has undergone a change. So in other words, the pharma marketing model has primarily been reach, frequency, mass approach, reminder focus, and very essentially push marketing. The base of all this was face-to-face interaction, irrespective of the role that we were playing, and customer closeness became the key to the performance. But with this pandemic, what's happening to the model? Reach, medical representative is the first victim of the social distancing. Frequency, it is likely to change because from a multiple frequency model, we are likely to get into a one visit a month, if not less. Mass approach may not give desired results. As a result of that, also cost impact will be very high. From a reminder focus, the format is going to change because most of our representatives, they get into reminders to the doctors. And as a result of that, we get our business. The format would undergo a change from physical meetings, since the physical meetings are getting restricted. In addition to that, the push marketing is going to remain. However, we are slowly getting into a shift towards permission marketing. We are doing a little bit of crystal gazing here, and as a result of that, if you really see, if you have to define the media evolution in pharma, what earlier came in was in clinic, then came in conference and seminars, then came in out clinic, then came in high profile scientific activities. So next what? And I think the answer is very clear to everybody, is everybody's talking about this. That is the digital emergence. This is one survey, and all of you must have seen lots of surveys. It shows one thing, that currently the inclination of the doctors which is there for digital media, when they are saying it, it's very high. So 76% of the doctors have said that they would prefer medical representatives visit lesser and more digital reach post-lockdown. 60% of the doctors are interested in remote detailing. Many doctors are saying WhatsApp is the most important media for them. And 61% of the doctors, they are preferring webinars which are online. Also, video presentations from pharma companies is another preferred media for the doctors. While they are saying this, in remote detailing, what is preferred is basically e-visual aids, interactive education videos, KOL consultations, clinical trials, journal ads, and so on and so forth. Now, as a result of this, what is going to happen in our media mix is, what is going to continue is definitely samples. Even today, doctors are saying कि sample छोड़ के जाइए. High value brand reminders are going to continue. What is likely to go down is literatures, because we may shift into e-literatures. The disease detection camps are likely to go down. They may shift into something which is like patient coupons. Physicians, physical presence meeting are going to go down, and all these probably will get into e-form, which is already happening in a very strong manner. What will emerge is remote detailing, ECMEs, seminars, PMS, ad boards, clinical trials, activities that would increase access for the top KOLs. Because today with e-media, many doctors who are sitting in main cities would be able to access doctors who are sitting into deep interiors. Patient management would become a very important activity. So whatever we were doing earlier for patient management is likely to undergo a dramatic change, because even patients are getting used to using the digital platform. So this will have an impact on all of us who are there in marketing. Our capabilities will have to undergo a change. For example, in the early MNC eras, science was a very important capability which was required for product management team. In the next, the rise of Indian companies, the capability which was required was science, tactical creativity. In the next era, when the specialist emerged, then I think the new product launch became very important. How fast you can do it. Managing events came in as a very important change from our media. Then came in the era of lifestyle diseases, and as a result of that, managing events became even a bigger and more important medium for us. Even top KOL management, brand management, owning up doctors and ensuring that they are satisfied became a very important capability requirement for brand management. And in the current decade, this is pre-COVID, activity management, managing new science activities such as ad boards, etc. That became a very important capability. Now, going forward, what will be the impact of COVID on the expectations of brand management? I feel that there would be a lot of changes which are expected from us. For example, when it comes to customers, it will be important for us to have a sharp customer insight. Multidimensional understanding of the customer will be important because we'll get a lot of data. Second one is when it comes to promotion, we will remain a mass industry, but mass customization will become important because of a lot of data being available. How do you customize for the mass will become very, very critical. We will have to understand the data better. My colleague Sanjay has already talked about move to PST. Ability to see the trend and create engagement tools will become very important. I think the central focus is going to be content. The content which is engaging, which has got a good delivery, would be a major challenge which we will have. Science is likely to emerge as a very important engagement platform. Now, with so many things which are coming in, so many things which are changing, each doctor becoming very important, mass approach is going to get into mass customization. What will become important is how do you integrate the media? So when the representative is meeting a doctor with all the data which we have got, how do you ensure that a doctor feels that he is a very important customer for us? So integration of all that, and then as a result of that, how do you communicate with the customer will become very critical. The last point will become even more important. KPIs measurement. What are the KPIs which we are going to determine our success, and what are we going to measure will become very important. And last but not the least, brand building will emerge as a very, very critical area for the coming era. So what is our suggestion as a way forward for marketing team? One, even before I tell you the points here, it's very important for you to understand what are your strengths and don't jump onto the bandwagon in a blind manner. Be cautious. Something which will work for you is not something which is working for the industry. Right? So number one, very important thing is that relook at your product portfolio, decide which brands you would like to build into big brands. Second one is deeper customer insights on the changing preferences. Go to the customers, get your market survey done, understand what they want today. Third one is relook at your current year's brand plans and media mix. I'm sure most of you must have already done this. Rework the media as per the current environment. Next important point is that start getting educated on digital ways. For many of us, digital is a visual aid which is on the laptop, or it can be a blog, or it can be a page which is there, which is floated. That may not be digital for the customer. It is going to undergo a change. What will be critical for you is to do pilots, understand what works for you, and then something which is differentiated for you, please go on and increase your investment behind that. And the most important thing which is there is sharpen your brand building skills. Right? So changes are there. Be cautious about what is going to be useful for you. Be market research savvy, understand from your customer, and then come out with your differential. So I think that is what I would like to say, and then I would give it back to Sanjay. Sanjay, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very, very much. Right, Abhay, it was really enlightening, when you talk of, sales promotion, media mix, right, and product portfolio in the new normal, right? Now, I will go over to Sushil. Sushil, given this changing scenario, now, what is your advice on brand portfolio strategy and brand investment? And moreover, how stakeholder management will change now in this new normal, and how endpoint delivery becomes very, very critical. So these are the three major areas we would like to have your insights on, Sushil.
Thank you. First of all, Abhay, It was an excellent presentation. Thank you very much. And sort of covers most of the challenges that we practically face on a day-to-day basis. And Sanjay, the three questions which you are talking about is one, on the stakeholders, second, the portfolio, and the third, what do you need to do for the last mile delivery of the patients? I think these are the three things which most of the companies are grappling with. And I myself, in this 4.5 years, I have reached out to innumerable stockists, innumerable retailers, both face to face, even in this COVID situation, and on phone as well. You see, one thing for sure is the traditional stakeholder link, company, doctor, patient, retailer, stockist. That is broken to some extent, not to some extent, to a fairly large extent. In the past, the rep would go to the doctor and say, I'm detailing my brand to you and I'm making my brand available in and around your clinic. Right now, when doctors, 70% of the doctors who are open, their patient flow is about 30-35% of the past. Their focus is on teleconsultations, and that could be simple WhatsApp calls, taking a picture of their prescriptions, WhatsApping it to patients, and their patients could be scattered all over. The first thing they would want to know in terms of the stakeholder linkage, if I'm recommending a brand to my patient, is the brand going to be available at that point where the patient is at? So we have seen in AIOCD, the top 100 brands actually have grown quite well, except for 2 brands. The top 100 brands have grown well. So that tells me the traditional way of looking at things, where you had cash cows, you had stars, etc., is no longer the way we need to look at things. And Mr. Veeramani ji already mentioned this, where he said cash flow becomes important. So I would look at it more in terms of the profitability contribution of a brand and doing what it takes to get the brand to the last mile, that is the patient. So that is the point about the portfolio. I wouldn't tamper too much right now. And of course, keep analyzing and looking at the mix to see what else, what more the doctor needs and the patient needs. The other point which you have mentioned was in terms of the promotional aspects of this key portfolio that you have. I think Abhay mentioned some of it. One of my favorite examples, which I always mention, is the bridge over the river Cholotekas. Now, for those of you who don't know, this has been going around in the WhatsApp group. But it's so interesting for all of us today. You know, Choluteca is a river in Honduras, which is Central America. It was prone to hurricanes, prone to a lot of typhoons. So they wanted to build a bridge over the river, but a solid bridge that would withstand the elements of nature. So they hired a Japanese company in 1996. They built that bridge over the river. It was a solid bridge. It was, you know, something which was shown to all tourists, etc. But then what happened? In 1998, there was Hurricane Mitch, which came and blew away the road that was connecting to the bridge. They blew away all the places, the trees, the forests around it. And the river under the bridge changed its course. So you had a bridge that was solid, but they were covering no purpose. Similarly, in the industry, we do a lot of things over the years, you know, conferences, meetings, foreign jobs. There's so many things which so many companies do. We need to look at it, and Abhay rightly mentioned it. So my mantra for the time is, thoda karo, par pura karo yaar. Do it, do little things, but do it fully. Go with an experimental mindset, and that experimental mindset is all about measurement, which Abhay again mentioned. आपने जो किया है वो काम किया कि नहीं. And Sanjay, you had mentioned also the profiling, segmentation, and targeting. That becomes very important when you're looking at data. That if I'm finding data, obviously I want to say, if my A doctor before, is he still my A doctor now? If he was my A stockist before, is he still my A stockist now? So the profiling, segmentation, and targeting part also was an excellent way of doing it. We need more data. We need to look at this data, analyze this data on an ongoing basis, do few things, but do it well. So largely that is what I would say is, you know, what practically we need to be doing, and many of us are doing that.
Very good, Sushil. I think you have really, you know, added a lot of value when you say that, you know, first of all, it is very important in today's environment to protect cash flow. So too much of, you know, needling and restructuring product portfolio may not be the call of the day, which is what Mr. Veeramani mentioned, and you are also seconding it, right? And very important, what you said was, right? Do little things, but do them fully. I think that is very important. And like Abhay added, that whatever we are doing, right, let's do pilots, right, before fully launching, right? And once we launch, then let us not do very big things, but whatever we do, let's do pilots and then launch it, and then see to it that it completes, it is completed to create the maximum impact, right? So thank you very, very much, Sushil, for your insights, your deliberation, right? And thank you, Abhay, also for an excellent presentation. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you, Sushil. It has been a great pleasure.
Thank you.